So then the prince sends to his bodyguards, why didn't you notice me being kidnapped? What the hell happened?
You know, the illusion's already ruined. They saw us ranting about Star Wars. So I don't think you could just make a pun right there.
That's not even a pun. I don't have any good puns for vampires because they all suck. It's like...
Oh! Get out.
Did you even play that?
No, I didn't.
Good job. That was good.
Welcome to C31 Plays Dungeons and Dragons, everybody. I'm your host, GM Jared. We are playing 5th edition rules in a setting inspired heavily by Diane Wynne Jones's Tough Guide to Fantasyland and influenced by every other fantasy sci-fi property that we've consumed. With me is a table full of nerds. On this side, we have Flo, that hippie grandma that lives 3 streets over, played by Ollie, and Moggy the Cursed Dwarf, question mark, played by Tori. We have Tin, the Metal Man from Another World, played by Haley, and Steak, the Goliath farmer seeking redemption from their dark past, played by...
Are you a duck?
Played by Hudson.
Muscles.
So...
I'm going to quack for the camera. Oh, yeah.
So, last session, you guys found yourselves in Sunnydale, the home of every vampire ever. Fortunately for you guys, it's pretty chill, nice place, run by a group called the Venti. There's a whole lot of other factions in there vying for power and control. And you got there just as their centennial celebration was starting to kick off. So it was, there was just a giant party. One could say that it was a masquerade.
Could say, or it actually was.
Yeah, it was a
we
masquerade.
were all wearing masks.
Yeah. Yep.
That's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to...
During the celebrations, there was an attack by some awful ghoulish vampires that didn't seem to enjoy the festivities very much. You guys fought that guy, or those horrible vampire things, and then when you guys came out of it, the prince was just missing.
Looks like his day is starting to suck.
There we go.
Were you holding out for that?
Nice.
Yes.
Oh, that's why
That
you brought the
wasn't good enough.
sunglasses.
Well, no, I have trouble looking and walking around in the daylight. But I'm not even kidding though. My skin gets all weird and I can't,
like red.
Yeah, a little. And I can't actually.
I
I can't handle bright sunlight. It's terrible. So I wear these.
How do you feel about garlic?
I'm not a fan.
Have you ever made it across the threshold of a church?
I choose not to. For religious reasons.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, players, so ignore the map that is in front of you. It'll probably come into play sometime later.
Can't say it.
What map?
No map.
No map. What map?
Oh, and you should probably hand me Siegfried's model. Yeah, he's not around right now.
Bye.
You know, I wanted him to get lost. I didn't want him to get lost like this.
As soon as he goes, everybody gets all upset. But while we were with him, nobody could care about him at all.
Yeah.
Can we really be that upset?
We're not that upset. We're just...
So this is your opportunity. You could just leave. That is an option to you.
Nope.
Well,
you see,
I'm not a terrible person.
It turns out that Princey it gets found out that Princey is, missing, and there's a handmaiden in his place at the Wizards College. Then the automatic suspicion falls to us as where the prince is now. If we leave now, and they come and phone, it's like, where's the prince? And say, we left him with some vampires in Sunnydale. Immediately killed. Immediately killed.
That's accurate.
Already,
so at least the other way we can
it's even worse, because they'd be like, okay, good. Was it one of the pretty-looking vampires, or one of the people that turn people into pretty vampires? It would be fine because I could just have an immortal ruler. But we left him with the ugly dudes, the ones that turn into the Count Orlok-looking stinky motherfuckers. So. If we say, we left them with the sewer people vampires, it's not going to be good.
You're
They-
considering that we tell them the truth.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
just
true.
say we delivered the prince. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I don't think any of us have a bluff that high.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Speak for yourself.
Sure, if you're in a room by yourself, that will be great.
My bluff is so high, I could bluff for all of you.
Just roll that nat 20.
Oh, I
times
don't need
in a
no nat
row.
20. I can roll a nat 1 and still do it.
Oh, God.
Yeah, because a 1 isn't a fail on an ability check.
I say we find him, and then if we decide to leave him, we leave him with the venti. At
Okay.
least that way,
Can I,
a
So,
pretty
I'm
venti.
looking
Yeah.
for tracks.
so
Tracks on
yeah.
tables, though?
Blood stains.
Yeah, blood, yeah.
You
that
know-
counts.
yeah, so
Various bodily fluids.
like you did find his scarf as if it was thrown up in the air in desperation, and it floated down to you.
Wow, Siegfried,
Have
you're
you-
so smart.
Has anyone got any levels in, like, wild shape or something wherein they can turn to a pup and sniff about
Nope.
and sniff up some...
You're
Yeah.
asking
Where
if
did
any
Siegfried
of us
go?
are druids? 'Cause
No one's a druid.
Oh,
Mm.
It'd be funny if I was a druid,
that would be very funny.
but
Yeah.
no one's a druid.
I might be able to like get an animal to help us out for a minute.
Mhm.
1 minute.
Yeah?
Do animals live in vampire?
Yeah, there are lots of bats
Are
around.
they vamp? Oh, okay. Bats.
Ooh, bats are pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Wait, unless that
Vampires
is
can turn
actually
into
a
wolves, according to the Dracula book. So we
Yeah.
could probably get a vampire to help us.
Hmm.
If we can
There,
find
there
one
might
that
be
turns
friendly
into-
Yeah.
vampires around
Then
town
again,
willing to
we
help as
do
well,
have-
because
Yeah, like I say, the
would there
vet.
be-
Yeah,
Our
the
own wolf.
the venti do want to coexist with humankind and just
Yeah.
be chill
So
and
maybe
fine.
we get
Okay.
some
Do we want to go talk to the
cashola.
venti then? Just be like, hey, listen, someone very important just got kidnapped by your sewer people. We need help getting him back.
Yeah, another factor to consider is you guys have just been through a combat, and so you were some hit points down. I think you did heal Tin back up last
I
session.
think I healed most of you.
Tin,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
but
fine.
also,
I'll
but
need some
Almost
spell
died.
slots back.
yeah, also casters down on spell slots. So
Yeah.
I think I
another
did
thing
as
to
well.
consider.
Oh, I've not
Um,
done that many days.
But yeah, the option is to go find some like a guardhouse or the
Yeah,
venti, like house, like
Do
the
we wanna
actual
split
physical
up?
mansion.
because I don't need spell slots, and I can go. I'm made of
metal.
metal. They can't turn me. Like,
They'll find a way.
Yeah.
But like,
Other
can you
things.
stay and protect us? Though?
What's your will save at?
Oh my god, a vampire
13.
tin person. That's great.
I want to suck your motor oil.
Well, should we just do a long rest
Wow.
now together? And
Yeah,
then see
you
how we
could go back to your the bronze where you're staying and rest up for the night, regain hit points and health slots, and
Then a whole 8 hours. With
I only need-
Siegfried
that's the
would
thing.
be dead
Yeah,
by the
that's
end
it.
of that.
Yeah, I
We'll
only need
go straight to
4
it.
hours sleep, if anything. So I can easily go find the venti, explain the situation, get them looking for him at the
So-
very least, and then we
so
can
I-
rest up.
I do still have
yeah.
3 spell slots, so
Mhm.
I'm not fully out.
Yeah, I'm fine. I
Yeah,
got
I
like
don't really need to rest
6
either.
spell slots
Okay.
left. I'm fine.
Yeah.
If we
Also,
if we
yeah,
find that out,
like a long rest is still 8 hours of doing nothing.
Oh, okay.
So to not be fatigued, you need to have 4 hours of meditation.
Okay.
The same way elves need 4 hours of meditation to not suffer levels of fatigue.
But I still need a long rest to get my. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, get your hit points back, all your expended hit dice, all that stuff.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Well,
Yeah.
in that case, we should still. Do you reckon we're all good?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Reckon
do
we're all
it.
good?
Let's get on the
Alright.
hunt.
Let's try
So
and
we go into the
find-
venti house and have a chat to those guys? Surely that seems like a good start.
Oh, do we know?
And
How do we get
Yeah.
ourselves into their place?
We
though?
just knock on the door.
Knock on
But
the
if they're
door?
real fancy, they might require you be introduced.
I'm in like a
Mm.
top hat
do we have any?
and a mask. And
Yeah, you guys are still wearing your fancy
I'm
masquerade
in
masks.
my armor stripped of all of its happy colors.
Do we have the fancy clothes that
It's just
vampire
plain
was
old
wearing? We
ironwood.
could just be like, hey, look, there's evil stuff happening.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Um,
You remember how one of them was wearing a fancy robe?
Okay, so we should search these guys that we just
Mm.
killed
Yeah.
for
Mhm.
any evidence of where they came from, so that if we can take that to the venti, they might have an idea of who they're allied with.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, can I
Sounds good.
rifle through their pockets and see?
So
Well, don't they
Do
turn
they
to
have
ash?
ID
Don't
Yeah,
cards?
they
turn
turned
to
to
ash?
ash, didn't they?
Yeah,
Um,
the clothes.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, the bodies will turn to ash. Bodies turned to ash. from memory, you guys fought a actual vampire spawn.
Mm-hmm.
I managed to beat it. So
Just-
yeah.
He's so surprised, and you managed to beat it. Like,
It took a while.
It's because
Yeah,
the
they're
player
hard to
remembered
beat.
that
I know
she
it
could
takes a while.
declare
It takes a
things.
while, but it's like,
Yay.
Yeah, oh, that's the full vampire right there. That's the vampire spawn.
fighting a full vampire.
Yeah.
He's called him.
Um,
Can Tin
Count.
just talk like that for the rest of the game?
So
The rest of the time in the city, at the very least.
Yeah.
so
You can call me the Count. I can't do the voice.
No. I mean, it was good.
No.
It was alright.
Well, no, it's terrible.
so
You just need practice.
there's
You watch
not much
Sesame Street.
in
One
these
plus
rags
one
of the
is two.
ghouls. And the vampire spawn was wearing tattered clothes, but there is the symbol of a sewer grate on like a patch on their clothes.
Okay, so with a knife, I'm gonna cut that off so that we can take that with us. None of them had any like signet rings or.
No.
Can we just go straight in the sewers? Do we need to?
You could just start running around the sewers willy-nilly, see what
You
happens.
know, we could just find a random person on the street, ask them, what do you know what this is, instead of having to go find
Guardhouse. Is there a guardhouse around?
Yes.
All right.
You passed one on the way
Let's go to the
between
guardhouse.
I
here
think the
and
venti
Bronze.
is a good place though to go.
Mhm.
'Cause
The
they were
guardhouse worked
about
for the
sewer
venti. The
people.
guardhouse would work for the venti.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
and
quite frankly, the easiest way to get a hold of the venti might be just to go to the guardhouse.
yeah.
Okay.
Like if they're nobles, they might require that we have a certain level of dress and that we be introduced and that we be nobles before they speak to us. If we speak to the god speak to everyone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, off we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So
Okay.
I'm gonna march up to the guardhouse, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. I'll go with
So-
because
Yeah.
I got the patch.
If you guys want to continue searching, because you can summon animals, right?
Mm.
Yeah. If you wanted to do that and search summon animals to see if you can get a thing, and then we'll
Like
meet back
rats
up.
or something will live in the sewers.
Yeah, I'll charm. So in a 30-foot radius,
Stray dog if you can find one.
Yeah.
animals and plants have to make a wisdom save, and if they fail, they're charmed for 1 minute. So just all the animals within a 30-foot radius.
Mhm.
See if there's any rats.
I have left my dice in the
Oh.
thing.
Here's some dice.
Oh, thanks.
to you right
I'll
now.
borrow that. Thank you. Sure. Okay. Let's roll some dice to see what happens. Okay.
Come talk to me, little rats
Mm-hmm.
and bats and mice.
So you get so a little swarm
Oh, that's so
Like-
creepy.
of rats sort of like come scurrying out from around the corner and just in front of you just sort of line up in ordered rows and then just sit back on the hind legs.
Feel
Oh,
like
so cute.
I need to lend you this because you are now the Pied Piper.
I don't know how to use this. Is it just a
Blow.
hum?
Just blow.
The other way.
You hum into it.
This is so weird. Why have you never used that?
I did, but then
Yeah.
people told me off.
You were to
I loved it. You should do it more often.
So I'm gonna like talk to the rats and be like, "Hey, sniff this little scarf. Can you find him?"
Mhm.
And then just
Okay.
see if they hurry up.
So they sniff it and they point back down the alleyway that they came from. Like they form an arrow shape.
Oh my god! I start
So
following
smart.
them. I'm like, "Guys, the rats are helping me out."
So we're gonna, in the meantime, we're gonna go to the guardhouse. So now
Okay.
that they've got a lead.
Yeah.
Let's go to steak.
Alright,
Um,
On it.
So the guardhouse is squat, wooden and brick building. There's like, you don't have to go into the building. There's a window with a sort of ledge that you can slide stuff under, like a barred.
like
cement.
like a train service window
Yeah,
Yeah.
but for guardsmen,
for guardsmen.
Okay.
These like the metro of guardsmen.
something like that. Yeah, sure.
So
I don't have money for it to
we
do.
we head up, and I'll stand on tippy toes and see if I can crane my neck just enough to see over the ledge.
So you don't get a good look behind like what the desk is, but there's some people sort of rushing backwards and forwards. There
Okay.
is a person, like a obvious vampire sitting there, arms folded and on top of the things. Says,
Okay.
"Hello there.
Hello. So
Greetings.
our friend was just kidnapped by some guys who smelled bad and had this patch, and I dig out the patch and hold it out to them.
Oh, yes. Okay, so, a victim of the Nosferatu attacks. Where,
Nosferatu, that sounds bad.
yes,
The worst vampire.
I just turned to these guys don't even have a food name. This is terrible.
I know, they are so counterculture. The,
They're gonna drag me down to their sewers and make me listen to Black Flag. I'm not gonna be impressed.
What's wrong with Black Flag?
where were you when your friend was taken?
The festival hall area.
The town square?
Yeah, we killed most of them,
okay.
but they took,
Really?
they only took our friend. Yeah.
How many ghouls vampires were
There was one vampire spawn, and was it 6 ghouls?
Oh, I see. Okay.
7 or 8, I don't know.
So you must have missed out on the main brunt of the attack. They didn't kidnap anybody though. This is very strange.
He's human.
Yes?
Yeah.
That is very interesting.
He's dead.
I'm gonna need you to wait there 1 second while I go inside and
Speak to
fetch
your
a
captain.
Yeah, speak to my captain. I think this needs to be escalated.
Yes.
And we'll be right back with you. So the rats point you, because you only have control of them for a minute.
Yeah, I
They-
just tell them to
yeah.
run as fast as they can and I try
Yeah,
to keep up.
just down the alleyway, there is a sewer grate that matches the emblazoned symbol.
I should really just wait here.
No. Let's go in.
Oh
into the
no.
sewer.
Like,
To the
Steak.
manhole for steak.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
I don't
go.
want to.
Let's go. Let's do it. Why
does
not?
steak fit
Okay,
through the
steak.
manhole, or is steak too big for
We
the manhole?
have been down manholes before.
But
Mhm.
this is a
Actually.
different city.
Steak.
We
this
fit. We'll make
this
it
is a
fit.
vampire city.
Paper, scissors, rock. If I win, we don't go in.
I'm not playing silly little games. Let's go.
I just sit on the grate. Not
He's
going
dedicated
in
to his
without the
character.
others.
The combined weight.
Okay, let's roll for initiative. Let's go.
Holy crap!
I did literally nothing to start this inter-party conflict. I feel like a very accomplished GM right now.
If you want to fight me.
Why? Why do you not want to go into silly hole?
Because we don't know what's down there and we could
We
be
know
outnumbered.
Siegfried's down there. He needs the massage boy. Let's go. Come on.
Steak wants his moustache boy back.
He's already missing
Okay.
Siegfried's
We need-
soul.
Our friends
The
have.
other
They have
people.
2 minutes to get back. Otherwise, we're going in the hole. Deal.
Can we make it 5?
2 minutes.
5.
2,
5.
3. Let's wait. 3.
3.
He
Okay.
probably doesn't know what a minute is, so you can probably just say at any point, yeah, it's still another 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guys, stick it on 3 minutes.
3 minutes. I'm just
Okay.
setting the clock.
Soft, supple hands. That's what he's missing. He keeps referring to him as massage boy. So
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe.
So
that helps with this motion.
yeah.
Fireball.
I don't have any beanbags. God damn it.
Yeah, so a guard captain approaches. He's got different collared tassels. Like, he's very obviously much more in charge than anybody else that you've spoken to at this guardhouse. And he's got with him what looks like a plank of bark, which is different from like the parchment that they're all down. So, and he sits down and he puts the chunk of bark aside, looking at it, and so you can't see it.
Yeah.
What's on it? And he says to you, "Okay, I understand your human friend is missing.
Yes.
I'm going to need a description for me, please."
He's wearing blue,
Mm-hmm.
and he has red hair,
Yep.
and violet eyes,
Yep.
and freckles.
Yep.
Doesn't the violet eyes are brown because he put his magic contacts
Oh shit, yeah.
Doesn't matter, I'm not there.
So he's kind of got like olive color skin. Like I'm real
Mhm.
pink, and he's real.
Tin's literally white or cream colored.
Yeah.
I feel like I painted my face black.
Oh yes, you did.
But your hands are white.
Yeah, true. I'm
Like-
covered in black paint because I'm trying to fit in with all the goths. And I've still got this stupid mask on. And
Too
this whole
small
hat.
for your face.
And you're tiny. It's like as if there's a tiny
And the eye
mask
holes
right
don't
there.
line up with your actual
No.
painted on eyes.
Well, they can't see that because I painted it all black. It's just like it's
a
this
sphere.
black sphere with a little mask on here, so people keep us staring at the mask. It's great.
Oh,
And I'm in like
boy.
my black trench
Yeah, you
coat
bought
and
a
the
black
top
trench
hat.
coat. Mhm.
It's fantastic.
Damn, you're intense
and
looking,
it says-
aren't you?
Yeah, real spooky.
And so the guard captain says to you, why would the Nosferatu have kidnapped your friend?
Because he's short, annoying, and possibly smells like royalty. I mean, possibly smells like chicken.
Well, so I'm pretty sure he's like the bastard son of a royal, like
Yeah.
several generations down. Maybe.
I see.
So
Mhm.
maybe they're gonna
So,
eat him, I guess.
so the
royals taste better?
Nosferatu sent us this ransom demand, and he holds up the chunk of bark, throws it down the side. They want to be recognized as like people and given as some amount of power and like representation. And so they must have kidnapped your friend so that they can turn him, and then they have someone of noble
Won't
lineage.
you just end up looking like them?
They're really dumb. Luckily, they're complete pushovers. So we were actually about to send an expedition to go and rescue this person, thinking that this random noble would be able to, like, just survive this horrible ordeal.
He is a sorcerer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be alright.
Hmm.
He's not great at it,
Mm-hmm.
but he can do magic.
Okay. Well,
Shall we join you in this expedition, sir?
yeah, so he waves to the side, and out step 3 vampires. They introduce themselves as
Very
Silicase,
Ooh.
who is short and thin and very pale, and just stares at Moggy and just keeps tilting her head, and then says, "You're not a tiefling?"
I'm a dwarf. Dwarf. See how
And
I'm
then,
wearing-
another taller, more broad-shouldered woman just shakes her shoulder, and Silicase seems to like shake herself out of whatever distracted her, and this taller, broad-shouldered woman introduces herself as Alexandra, and that what do they do? They're just like, they've got a pale face. They've clearly painted their face paler than it is, drawn on eyeshadow and black lipstick, and black fingernails, painted black fingernails.
Goth girl.
Yep. And then lastly, out comes a woman who introduces herself as Marcy, who is wearing like combat boots and stiff trousers and sleeveless sort of vest, scars on her chin and above her eye, and says, "All right, you two, you're with us. We'll take the lead. You guys are backup.
Mm-hmm.
We're going down into the sewers to track down this friend of yours.
Maybe retrieve the rest of our companions.
You have more friends with you?
A cleric and some type of walking mountain.
They would be most helpful. I hope the walking mountain can fit through our sewer grates.
He should be.
You'll make it work.
So where are
There's
they
a
going
will, there's
to
a
take
way.
us to get into the sewer system?
So, you said your friend was kidnapped from the Central Square,
yeah.
Town
Yep.
Square. So that's probably the most likely space where they came from, and we'll track them from there.
Okay.
So they lead you back to exactly where Flo and Steak are patiently waiting.
How convenient.
I
Steak,
think our 3 minutes
crusting-
are at stake.
Fantastic.
Never again waiting.
Oh God, Steak's gonna get himself killed.
No.
Don't
As
split
soon
the
as
party.
Silicase sees Flo, she goes, "Oh my gosh, you're beautiful. I need to draw it," and starts fumbling in her satchel to pull out a sketchbook. Because your face is so perfect for drawing. It's got so many lines.
Pretend I didn't hear that.
And Alexandra shakes her.
Who are these people?
So these are
Cannon
Alex
fodder.
and Marcy and
Silicon.
Silly,
Yeah.
and I don't remember their full names because
Larry,
I
Kelly,
wasn't
and Mo.
paying attention.
No.
And they're gonna help us.
Mhm.
Okay. Where
'Cause-
did you find them?
The town guard house thing.
Yes.
Okay, that sounds reasonable.
We're here to rescue your friend who's been kidnapped by the Nosferatu and liberate them from
They wrote a note.
being turned.
The Nosferatu wrote a ransom note.
I thought they were dumb. I didn't know they
Apparently
could
they're
write.
smart enough to write a note.
A
Okay.
ransom note.
A
'cause
ransom
they know,
note.
They know what a ransom is. Oh, what?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
A ransom note.
Mhm.
Cool. Damn it, I wasn't worried about that. Now I am.
Mhm.
He probably told them like a false name if he was smart.
He's not smart.
Yeah, he's not smart.
He would have been like, I'm the prince. Don't take me.
Do you want to say that
Would
louder so the rest of the vampires can hear you?
It's fine. You guys are cool, right?
They sigh
He's
as
a
if they.
bastard prince.
They sigh as if this is like a regular Tuesday for them.
Bastard is
cool?
right.
They're cool. I trust them. I only just met them and I hardly know their names.
So,
Larry, Curly, and Mo.
Buffy and Alex sort of kneel down. Whoops, I meant Marcy.
I was like, I don't think there was a
Yeah.
Buffy.
It's.
Oh no.
Do you get it? Do you get it? It's.
Oh, we're stuck in Jared's Buffy fan fiction.
There's no escaping now.
It's Buffy, Buff, Marcy. Alexandra instead of
No.
Xander, because Xander is short for
What's in-
Alexander. And Silicaceae is the genus of willow plants that
If
I thought was a really good name for
Whoa.
vampires.
Quite
I
honestly,
went deep.
if someone pops out
It was a quick Google.
called like I don't know Metatron or like, freaking Gabriel or Michael or something like that, like I'm gonna immediately know what you're referring to. And I'm gonna be deeply fucking upset.
No, the big evil vampire we have to face is Dracula. Count Dracula. That's it.
Coach Viratu, everybody.
Okay. Sorry, let's head down this manhole.
Yeah,
Steak,
so
will you do the honors?
Yes.
you guys are going to enter up this end at the red square.
Alrighty.
No connection.
It will be fine.
I've painted the entrances and exits as red squares.
Like your names. I don't know.
My non-painted
like-
just nail.
And let's see.
Oh,
Mine.
kind of fancy. 'Cause I
This
just
works
took
out
off the
really
acrylics.
nicely. Okay.
They're like
boop,
nice.
boop. Okay. So we've got
Sorry,
Um,
we're alienating you completely by comparing
Marcy
fingernails.
leading the way.
Ooh, she's fun.
These are just like humanoids to represent humanoids.
Butch.
Alex going second, and
yeah, 'cause
up
Marcy's
the
like,
back is going to be Silicase.
hang out with me. It could be fun little pirates.
Yeah.
Aren't you
so
still insulted by the whole thing about the lines on your face? Do you like her now?
No, I pretended I didn't hear it. So we're still besties. It's fine.
You're very strange.
Very, yeah.
This is just reminding Tin he needs to have a talk.
It's fine.
Talk with who? Me or her?
Uh,
Okay. I'm glad I didn't do anything wrong.
oh, it's nothing wrong. It's
Talking
just,
with Tin usually ends badly. for most
Yeah,
people.
Flo's gonna be. You're gonna wake up one morning and Flo's just murdered, like strung up. Tim will be like, don't even ask.
he's like carrying his head and he's just like, I can't. Anyone got like a welder or something? What's a welder? I don't know. Just something to reattach this.
God damn it. Let's go.
So Marcy is going to lead you guys left around the center that's purple. That is flowing sewage water.
So we're not in it.
I would highly advise not being there.
How many rats are around?
Can we be stealthy?
There are quite a few
I'm
rats.
gonna be quiet.
You can try and be stealthy.
It's at this point that Tin is
I should
very
return these
grateful.
dice for you, because I'm going to need to start rolling lots of
Tin
dice.
Tin
So
is-
just talk amongst yourselves for a
Gonna
sec.
need to start
I'm
rolling
gonna
lots of dice. Oh.
Tin is very
I've
grateful
disadvantage.
that he does not have a nose right now.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Are we rolling for
Stealth.
9.
There it is.
Okay.
Stealth's the dex, right?
I'm being
Yes.
Yes.
so sneaky.
Oh, I rolled a 19.
We need to
And a
roll.
+2.
Nice.
Wait, do we need to roll?
If you want to be stealthy, you
Steak
can
is
roll.
Oh,
so,
right, yeah,
so
I-
stealthy.
Check.
Every time.
I am
So
Um,
stealthy. He's very nimble.
That is 13
big feet.
plus 5, that is 18.
Mhm. Excellent.
I am the
Um,
stealth.
12 plus 4, 16.
Nice. So for the most part, you guys walking down, that's yeah, unseen and see nothing. It's a good thing that Silicase is up the back.
Hey, so say, what's up?
Why is that a good thing?
She didn't roll good on her stealth.
She rolled. I rolled a 9, so
Mm-hmm.
we're just at the back, like. So like, how's your day? Just having like a little goss down the back, you know.
Silicase is like, well, I was on a really good track to get my record of not being distracted by random things today, and then a party happened, and I
Yeah,
just
I understand.
my
Parties are distracting.
yeah.
Is that something you struggle with a lot?
Oh yeah, like
It's just at the back. I mean,
it's really hard to focus. I find it hard sometimes. I just would rather sink into my sketchbook and
She's a Malacavian.
Oh, is that the guy?
Yeah, if this was
Original
yeah if,
Vampire Masquerade?
yeah if this was Vampire the Masquerade, I don't remember what they're called in this setting.
Meringues?
Meringues, I think. Yeah.
Meringues or mangoes?
no, the meringues were the crazy nutty ones that like turn invisible and scare people.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, these were those weird arty dudes.
Yes.
Okay, in that case, I don't think those are called Malacavians. What were they called?
I think we ended up
Oh.
calling them tort, a kind of dessert. They're the starving artists and artisans, pretentious and easily distracted. They need to make will saves constantly or be distracted by things.
I asked if I can, like, see a sketchbook.
Oh yeah, she's got lots of lovely things in there. There's the fireworks and the Zippertrix McEdgelord, the lady fire dancing.
Yeah.
All sorts of fun stuff in
Oh,
there.
these are really good.
Mhm.
Got a real talent.
Are they
So-
entirely in black and red?
Yeah, it's charcoal.
It's pretty cool. All right.
What? Black and red? Why red?
Because black for the soul and red for blood.
Okay.
All right.
It's charcoal because charcoal's an easy implement to work with.
Okay.
Plus, you get awesome black hands.
Yeah, but then you smudge that all over everything.
Yeah.
Not wrong.
Being left-handed, you just get this horrible, like, black gunk all down the side of your hand if you've been drawing for any period of time because...
You left-handed?
Yeah, I'm left-handed.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
So you guys come to your first intersection.
I picked your friend for a while. I didn't even realize. Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
How often do you
Yeah.
watch me write or draw, though?
So
Not very
the
often. It'd be creepy if I did.
Yes.
We're here.
so Marcy and Alex, let's see, they're gonna hop easily on across the river southward. We're doing north, south, east, and west, so we all have this. Just to that corner, exactly.
How
Easily
easy.
make it across.
That seems.
What do we need to do?
Athletics
If you would
or-
like to cross, it is an athletics acrobatics check.
So we roll one for each? Or?
Either one, whichever one you prefer.
I'm rolling.
I rolled a
Ooh.
14, but I have +7 in
Ooh,
athletics.
that is a 13.
It's just like you don't even have to jump; you just step across.
Yeah.
13?
Mm.
Oh, that's fine. You're fine. It's just
Made it.
it's a little bit of a slip, but
So-
you make it.
What's everyone's athletic score?
Got a bit
Like acrobatic
cruisy.
scores?
Acrobatics is 2, athletics is 3.
Mhm.
I think I'm 2 for Dex, yeah.
Mine's a total of 3. For
I have
acrobatics.
the highest acrobatics check at 5, but
Yeah,
I
'cause
rolled
you're
a
a dex
3.
fighter.
Mhm.
So I'm guessing Tin's going for swim.
Yeah. So unfortunately, you've stepped on a rat and made the ground nice and slippery underneath you.
Can I with my total of 21?
What? I thought you rolled a 3.
No, what?
No,
I
I
rolled
didn't
a
say
3.
anything.
Oh, right. Okay.
Halo is the one that rolled the 3.
Right,
She
sorry.
rolled 3. 10 is
Yeah.
falling down. I got 18 plus 3.
Right. Yes. Okay.
So can I, with my 21,
hmm
do like a double backflip and a pirouette, and also catch our good friend Tin, so
could.
Tin doesn't land in the...
The poo water.
Okay. So what I'm
Water.
gonna do is I'm gonna get you to confirm.
So roll it again.
So roll me
Roll again.
another check exactly the same as before.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Oh,
Yeah, you've had
Could it
from
remind you of
from a
another
couple weeks
time
ago.
that
Oh
this
yeah,
happened?
actually, this reminds me of a time
Yeah.
when... So, in caves, sometimes you break through into sections of cave that are naturally formed as opposed to the mines that dwarves have dug. The naturally formed caves are often full of gross mushrooms and weird slime and stuff. This reminds me of a time where there was a river of just ooze monsters that were just sort of oozing slowly along because they were leaving wherever their spawning ground was and migrating back out into the cave system where they frolic and do whatever oozes do. And Moggy was helping her good friend, who was also
And ooze.
no, also of the Bloodstone clan. So both terrible at being dwarves, helping her good friend cross, and her friend tripped and landed a little bit in the ooze and started getting pulled down, and Moggy and some other dwarves were helping to, pull this person to safety
All right.
so they didn't get consumed by oozes.
Roll with advantage.
Yeah!
It's a roundabout way. You made it.
Oh, it's a double 14, so
Nice.
17.
So you managed to mid-tumble across, I suppose, knock Tin enough so that his slip turns into a graceful, ballet leap.
Wow.
And
And
in
you're
turn-
you're reminded in your head, a woman in a pink tutu and leotard just spinning in a circle while mournful tinkling piano music plays in
Yeah.
the background.
Oh no.
God, what the hell is your background?
Tin soldier, wouldn't you know?
How did Silica say go?
Oh, she makes it easily.
Ah, sweet.
Just.
You mean she doesn't get distracted mid-jump and fall in?
Let's roll the will save for that one too. Yeah, she passes the will save.
Staring at the water.
She's fixated in one spot across the river of sludge from her, and she goes to jump directly at it and makes it.
Good job. Alrighty.
Mhm.
Where's Alex leading us to?
Is going to lead you around into this room for some reason.
Better not be trying to murder us.
No.
Oh God, shouldn't be murdering us.
Let's see now.
Distrusting
He's got
of
a
all
box.
vampires.
He's got a box of things.
Just like
She's in a bit of a rough situation.
It's really small, so let's just have these three.
Hey boys.
So
Ooh.
there's all on the back wall, facing away. One of them is trying to climb the ladder, but he's finding it really difficult as he's missing an arm. These are rotted corpses, fetid and disgusting.
Ew.
They don't notice you, so you guys can have your first have an action before they do notice you because you were trying to be stealthy.
Turn undead.
Then they'll just run away.
Can we communicate with
Yeah,
the
but then they'll
people?
try and run past us, and we can. Because they can't climb the ladder.
Do you have
close to
knowledges? What knowledges do you have? Do you have knowledge arcana?
I've already used
I-
it today.
no.
Oh yeah, true. Got any holy flames or something like that? Something that would be useful against undead?
How about knowledge religion?
Not really, as a Goliath.
I can do Arcana.
Yeah, roll me an arcana to see if you know anything about
Probably don't.
these zombies.
I'm a religious
That's a
person.
4.
Does
Yeah.
a religious person?
Roll me a religion check. Knowledge
Ah,
religion.
nah, man.
Is this like Pathfinder? You can't roll Arcana unless you're trained. in it?
No. It's if you want to, you can definitely
Yeah,
roll
okay.
any check
Oh my god, please roll an 20. No.
It's a 12.
for which kind of
Arcana.
arcana. Okay, so yeah, these are Strahd zombies. These are like the name that occurs to you in your head. And yes, in answer to your question, Steak, they can speak. They remember the language that they spoke when they were alive.
That's cool.
Hmm.
And creepy. Very creepy.
So we should
That's really how they
say
work.
hi before we attack them.
That's
right?
really how they take orders.
So,
Hmm.
okay, so speak, fiend.
Okay, just letting them.
Just-
Why is thou trying to climb the ladder?
So they sort of grunt and spin around and start shambling towards you guys and roll
course they do.
initiative.
Ah, we didn't get our surprise attack. You guys
Oh.
are two good people. 8.
Hmm. Okay.
That's an 8.
Who has the higher dex out of you two?
Out of us,
Yeah,
I
Tim
probably do.
does.
I also have a total of 8.
I rolled a 10, but I think I have +2.
Yeah.
We need
So
a roll
12.
off because we have the same dex.
Okay.
You win.
Okay.
So Tim, Moggy, Floor, Steak.
Steak was in the front.
Yeah. And we'll go with that. And one more for these guys, and they get absolutely abysmal.
Of course they do. They're zombies.
Zumble.
Yeah.
So-
Zombies.
Move
like,
them 5 feet closer to you guys.
They're like undead wombles. Do you know what a womble is?
Wombles are great.
You never seen a womble?
They live under the Wimbledon tennis courts.
What is going on right now, guys?
You
Steak,
haven't
you're
tried
up.
it.
I instantly am furious that they didn't want to engage in a kind conversation with us
Yep.
after we introduced ourselves.
Mhm.
So I enter rage mode
Hmm.
and would like to go and attack. Oops! Oh no! In shades.
Cop it.
Oh, right, it's battle time.
And would
Throwing
like
shades
to-
all over the
No.
place.
Put these on. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So I
Fear
want
my shades are too small for my
attack.
head.
I also want to use the mindless attack. What's that one move?
Frenzied attack?
That's
You'll be wanting the
reckless
player's
attack.
It's
Reckless
like
attack,
every
yeah. So I get to attack with
it's like every
advantage.
cyberpunk
Yep.
fixture now.
Okay, so
You know he's serious because he's wearing mirror shades.
14 and 14 plus 7
Yeah.
and then 5. So
He's
21.
actually getting my-
Yep, that definitely hits their AC. Roll me some damage.
So rolling the d12 for 8 plus 7 plus 2, so 17 damage.
Nice.
But I can attack again.
Uh,
Frenzy, right? Oh no, I can't. I had to.
You can use your
Entering-
bonus action. Yeah,
entering
use
range
your
is a
bonus action. And then, yeah, that's what we've been misdoing. It takes bonus action to enter rage, and then the turn after your rage, you can use a bonus action to attack a second
Coming
time.
for you, dead
Um,
people.
Did he go on?
Alrighty then, the zombie is decapitated.
Oh,
Wow.
damn. Alright, let's not use my
Snake's not
big
mucking
spells.
around.
Mm-hmm.
was 17
It's still there.
damage.
I didn't say to remove the figure from the board. It's just head is removed.
Oh, damn.
No.
Okay.
And then we have the vampires, and all three of them are just going to, or the two that's there are going to move right up to there and swarm around the one on the right, on my left, so the west side.
Yeah.
They hit, and now I need to get, because I had this out for you, I don't know why, but I should get this out for their stat block. Oh boy, so many things to juggle. Damage is,
It's alright, we can
8
edit this out in
points.
post.
Yeah, I can totally do
We're
that.
not live.
This isn't a live show. What
Totally.
are you talking about?
Yeah, it's not live at all.
And then I roll another d20 for these zombie.
I feel like we
And-
need to be putting more pressure on our DM.
One of its arms comes off.
Oh,
Gross.
ew.
Gross.
Burn it with fire.
That's your guy's say his arm was.
The Silicase moves up into the corner and is
Like
just going to
he
sit in
comes.
that corner,
Alright.
mumbling things to herself.
Doing magic?
Better be doing something important.
10, you're up.
Right.
Unfortunately, this room is very small,
You have a crossbow?
and I had to move up.
I have a crossbow, so it's fine.
Mhm.
I'm just going to stand. I'll stand in the back here.
Yep,
And I'll fire at this zombie.
the middle one, sure.
Yeah. Oh.
The headless one.
Actually,
The
I'll
one in the
start-
middle. The one on the right is headless.
Which one's? That one's probably got the lowest HP.
Yes, it took 17 damage.
I'll go back there and then I'll shoot the one with the lowest HP.
Mm-hmm.
So,
What are you shooting? Its head or its body?
it doesn't have a head.
No, its head's
It's
there.
really on the floor.
It's on the floor.
Oh.
Ooh.
The fact he's giving us the option.
Choices.
The fact he's giving this an option makes me wonder if it's like,
Destroy the brain or...
yeah,
That's usually how zombies work, but
Oh, destroy.
but it's still standing after you take off its head.
Can you do something that will set it on fire?
You asking me to use alchemist fire?
I feel like zombies.
Yeah.
Fire. Fire bad for zombies.
I think you can shoot. Just shoot. it.
But it's a very small room.
Yeah, it is, it is. It's a bad idea.
That's why I haven't really pulled it out. I'm just like, I don't want to kill other people or set them on fire with viscous liquid. So I'm just going to take out old Sergeant here and I'm going to fire a round into the
Nice.
general chest area, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah.
See if we
Center mass is always good.
yeah.
Like, there's no reason not to hit center mass.
No.
Mother-
Unless you roll a 3.
3 plus
3 plus 6.
3 plus 6 is 9. That beats its AC.
Wow.
Oh, wow, okay.
It's a zombie.
Oh, yeah, true.
Is it slow as it is?
This is good. This is good.
Roll some
then.
damage.
All right, so where's my d4? That is 7. No, 9.
9. What kind of damage?
9 piercing.
Okay. 6. Cool. No body parts fall off. Moggy,
Hello.
it's your turn.
Okay.
This room is really, really small.
It is
I
very
regret
small.
making combat with 7 players and 3 enemies in it. This is a learning process, everybody. Have I mentioned this is my first time GMing?
I don't know if you have.
He's doing a great
It's my
job.
first time.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Fantastic
Okay.
job.
Yeah.
Moggy's gonna get up in the
Mhm.
room,
Get up in there.
and she's gonna shoot at the one that 10 shot at.
With your crossbow?
Yeah.
for it.
Maybe let's shoot the head.
Okay, go for it.
Why not? You gave us the hint.
I mean, the
I'll
head
do it.
isn't a very dangerous.
Yeah, but it's got teeth. It can bite.
I guess so.
That's not fun. Anyway,
In
let's
the
see. 16 plus 4 is 20.
Nice.
Yeah, that's definitely a hit on the head. It doesn't say what the head's AC is. I assume you can target it because you can hit the other things that fall off of it.
Okay. I assume the AC would probably be similar to the body's AC.
Yeah,
I don't
definitely. It's
know.
not wearing a helmet, so that's.
I'll roll some damage. That's not a lot of damage.
hmm
So 8 in total.
You shoot this zombie in the head, and the body just collapses.
Oh.
Hey! I
Well
knew that
done.
all along.
Good
Tell no
job.
one I didn't know it all along.
Flo, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm just gonna like put my head around the corner,
Yep.
see these 3
So,
baddies.
you can see there are 2 of them left, and you have line of sight to both of them.
Alright, all I'm doing is casting Bane, so
Yep.
the 2 of them need to make charisma saving throws.
Okay.
I don't think they'd be very charismatic.
I hope not.
They're
Let's see.
zumblebees.
Wow, that's a -1. And
Zumblebees.
I'm sorry, I like mispronouncing words. It's fun, and
a
Zambinis?
-1,
Yeah.
and does a 12 beat that?
No, it does not.
Okay, then what happens on failed saves?
So from now on, for the next minute, they take a negative D4 to all saving throws and attack rolls.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna like get out the way.
Yep.
You know.
That's fine. In Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, you can split up your movement however you want, because it's not a movement action. It's just 30 feet to move in between actions and bonus actions. Okay, so let's see. Zomblebee on the left is
Haha, I
going to
infected Jared.
attack Marcy.
He's saying
Minus a
Zumblebee now.
D4.
Minus a D4.
Is handy.
Ooh, that
no.
actually really helps because.
Oh no.
Guys, I'm helpful.
What did you do?
Yep.
Marcy didn't get hit. 'Cause I'm real good.
Yeah, it missed the first of its multi attacks. Second attack is going to Alex on the middle. That is a miserable failure. And its bite attack is going to go again at Marcy, and that is also a miserable failure.
Yes.
Second zombie is going to claw at Alexander there. Miss, and bite steak.
Go for it.
15, does that beat your AC
No.
to a frontal attack? No, it does not. Whiffs all around.
Woohoo.
For the record, I rolled an 18, a 17, and a 15 for 3 of those 6 attacks.
I'm helpful, guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Don't forget it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Minus a D4 is actually really good. On the 18, I rolled a 4 on the D4.
Nice.
I did good, guys.
You did.
Yeah,
Now I know
so
that spell's actually helpful. I'm gonna use it
steak.
more.
There is a zomblebee.
Gonna
Well,
get
there's zombies all around. There's 2 of them
Okay.
left.
So what's the status of each of them? This one's missing an arm, is that
Yeah,
right?
that one has taken 8 points and is missing an arm. The one in the center has not been hit.
Okay, I'm gonna hit the one in the middle.
Yep, go for it. Do you want to move further into the room a little bit?
Well,
Like, so
this one
you-
is this.
Yeah, you take him off the field.
Okay.
You can move so long as you
just move here.
Yes, you can definitely move there without incurring attacks of opportunity.
Yeah.
Because you haven't left his combat zone.
Yeah.
Before you roll attacks, sorry, I need to address the audience for a sec. Last session, I kind of messed up. Characters use their reaction to make attacks of opportunity, and last session, when vampires and ghouls were moving out of your combat radius, I let you guys hit multiple targets, which should not have worked because that's not how attacks of opportunity work. But I don't care because the combat finished on time. Let me get to the reveal, the dramatic thing at the end of the session, and we ended the game on time. So
Hashtag I'm the DM.
Yeah.
Don't judge me.
Exactly.
My game, my rules.
Nice.
Okay.
Steak.
Now
Sorry
let's
for
go.
that.
No.
Go for it.
Okay, that's a 6 plus a 7.
6 plus 7 is enough to hit the zombie.
Okay.
Roll
Going
some
for
damage.
Attack number 1.
Not rolling a frenzied attack.
Oh yeah.
So you
So I roll twice.
roll with advantage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So see if you crit.
14 and 12.
Okay.
So 21 total damage.
That's not damage.
That's not damage. That's to hit.
No, I already rolled to hit.
You're
But that-
rolling a d20.
You're rolling a
Oh
d20.
shit.
That's not your damage.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
no.
for
I
a
rolled the
roll to
d20
hit with
advantage.
advantage, so you roll 2
Right,
d20s,
right.
take the highest, and then you roll 1d12 for damage.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
It's okay.
Now I'm rolling to hit.
You're rolling damage with the d12.
Damage. Now I'm rolling
Yeah.
damage. Now, okay, guys. I'm rolling damage now.
Good. 1d12
That's 6. That's 6 plus
plus
7.
7, and
Yeah.
you're raging, so your rage damage as
Which
well.
is plus 2.
What is that in total?
So, what are we? Is that 15 damage?
6, 7, and 2.
15.
15. Okay.
But I can attack twice.
Before you get your
Attack
second attack.
twice with my wine and my cheese.
Oh, well, its head falls off. You decapitate it.
Okay.
Stop decapitating
Cool.
them, Steak.
Well, I've seen how effective smashing
It's
a head
my
is,
dice. I'm
so-
rolling so high on this table to see what falls off them. Roll your second attack.
Okay, this is not with advantage though.
Okay.
So I just those
Smash
are
the
5
brain.
plus 7, so I'm assuming that's still a hit.
That
That's
is
a
still
12.
definitely
Yeah.
a hit.
Hit the brain.
I don't think you can actually miss, because if their AC is 8 and you have a plus 7,
Yeah.
rolling a 1 is still a hit.
But rolling a 1
Is an
as an
automatic
attack is an
fail.
automatic fail.
No matter what.
Right.
Yeah. Dungeons and Dragons,
Well,
everybody.
I rolled a 14 damage against the head.
Ooh. Okay. It is that much damage. Still alive. But you hit the head, so nothing else falls off.
They get a negative d4 to their saving throws, by the way.
Yes.
If they are making one.
Well, that was Steak. So the vampires attack now. It's a miss there. And that is also a miss there. That is. Oh, they have multi-attack. Whoops. So 2 misses, 3 misses. That's 2 4s and a 5, and a 14. Finally. Damage for these guys is 8. Sweet. So we're at 16 there.
Who'd they hit?
They hit the one on the left.
Mercy.
Marcy and Alex are hitting the zombie on the left.
Oh, good job.
The vampires are going. And this vampire's second arm falls off.
You mean the zombie?
Sorry. Yeah,
that
the vampire
zombie is-
the vampire on the left, my left, has the zombie has got no arms left on it.
It's armless.
Completely
At least he's
harmless.
not legless.
We're on, that's
Legless
safe for-
Legolas with a Legolesser.
That
Say that 10 times fast. Anyway.
no. No.
Vampire's done 10.
What you up to?
Yeah,
what you
it's
doing?
10.
Get him.
Yeah.
10's gonna move up.
Mhm.
10 going. Where's the head?
With the
The
head.
head
Just
has
punch it
been
across the room.
You're all
Like,
about those heads, Tim.
decimated, but the body's still up and moving.
What?
Oh, okay.
Leave it
Well,
to him to worry.
Wait, so the head's been destroyed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What? I thought that was supposed to kill the zombie.
I think it's they
If
only.
it's still attached, I think it works.
But it wasn't.
No, it's decapitated. The head's gone, but the body's still upright.
All right, I'll attack the body.
Blind now.
I'll attack the body.
Mm-hmm.
With the bayonet.
Yep.
Oh, that's 5 plus 6. That's 11.
That's a hit.
Um.
Roll damage. This just means you're gonna roll really high damage.
Yeah.
That wasn't even intended.
That was 14.
Nice. How does this zombie torso, legs, and arms die?
Well, I guess I split it from bow to stern. If you get my meaning, it just.
I do hope that I don't get splattered with any of the viscera.
I'm
Nah,
so
you're
far
way at the
away.
back.
I'm
There's like
great.
Yeah.
people on all sides of it.
Yeah,
So just kind of
It's sort of-
falls.
Gross.
yeah.
Yeah.
Opening the way up.
What can I say? I've been watching a lot of Ash versus the Evil Dead. So.
Oh, boy. That'll do it.
Mm. I can't. I'm still making my way through Stargate. I'm so close to finishing, you guys.
3rd season. So good.
Okay, Moggy, it is your turn. There is one zombie left.
Okie doke. Well, I mean, options are limited. There's
Oh,
only one
drink
target
damage.
left. I'm gonna shoot that target
Mm-hmm.
Shoot the target
with my bow of
with
shoot.
your bow.
Well, it's a crossbow of shoot. It's not a bow. They're different weapons. So that is 7 plus 4, 11.
Definitely a hit.
And then I
Roll for
roll a
damage.
damage.
Mhm.
Where's my D8 gone? There it is. 12 damage.
12 damage. Okay, what kind of damage is that?
Crossbow damage? Piercing.
Piercing. Okay, not dead yet. Flo! There's one zombie that looks like it's literally about to fall
Yeah, I'm
over.
just like gonna come in the back here, get out my crossbow, and just like
It's
aim for
probably
his
even-
head, you know? See how we go. I don't know.
You have a crossbow?
I have a crossbow.
Yes.
I have a
Wow.
long crossbow. That's a
Everybody's
6,
armed
though.
with crossbows.
All together?
They're like the
Yeah,
guns
6
of the bottom
altogether.
of.
Hey, Moggy, do you wanna give somebody bardic inspiration?
I don't
too
think I have
late.
any left.
All right, yep. No fair.
You used to
That
do
is a miss.
Oh
no,
no!
pathetic.
Good thing though, this
There's a reason
zombie.
you guys didn't get hit.
Good thing though,
Sorry.
this zombie only has one attack.
Because it only got one arm now.
No, it's missing 2 arms. It has a bite attack,
Oh.
and it
Minus
cannot.
D4.
Yeah, that's a -2.
Oh, you
so
got
yeah,
it.
Kissy,
No,
kissy, kissy.
the bite attack completely fails. Steak,
Come on, Steak, do your thing.
kill this guy.
Oh, you
One
did it.
hit point of damage. So all you gotta do.
Roll again, because you have advantage.
I think I got an 8.
Roll
So,
again just
but-
to see if you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
Crit.
yeah, I got the 7 plus 7, so 14.
nice. That is a hit.
Okay. It's 18 total damage. Rolled an 11.
Nice.
Killer!
Very nice.
And yeah, that also cuts off one of its arms.
Oh, come on.
It-
Hey,
no,
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 yeah.
no, it's dead. It's dead.
Oh, it's dead.
So these rules are not great, okay? So when one of these zombies takes 5 points of bludgeoning or slashing damage, I roll a d20. And on a 1 to an 8, it loses a leg. 9 to 16, it loses an arm. 17 to 20, the zombie is decapitated. But nowhere does it say what happens if I roll to cut off a 3rd arm.
Probably you have the thing to see whether it cuts the head or the remaining legs.
What happens if it has no legs? Is it
Then its movement is 0, but it still has some
two
attacks.
attacks? Right.
Yeah,
right.
these are really cool zombies.
Yeah.
Curse of Strahd, everybody.
I knew there was a reason I bought that book. One stat block.
There's some other cool monsters in there, some cool loot as well. But
We killed them.
yeah, you killed them all.
Woo!
Bleh.
That's-
Zombies are dead.
Anybody need
Marcy's
some healing?
just
Take your shitters.
no, actually, nobody took
These
damage.
your shitters. There you go.
Um,
Too good.
but Marcy's really frustrated. These are definitely the people that took him. Okay, hey, wait a sec. There's a shelf. Can someone who's taller than me fetch down that crate?
I'm not taller than anyone.
Steak?
Except,
why?
no,
Why
you're
do I
still
have to-
taller than me.
You're a walking mountain. Do it.
Okay, I'll take that. What am I getting?
There's just a big wooden box on a shelf
Okay.
there.
Cool.
If you can pull it down and look into it, you find like a wooden pipe, a set of wooden pipes,
Panpipes.
a thin, reedy stick. It's about yay long, give or take like 6-7 inches.
And Siegfried.
A plain ceramic jug,
What's in the box?
sloshing sound,
What's in
and
the box?
a small golden statue
These are
of
magic
a
items, aren't
saintly
they?
figure.
Ooh,
They could
I
be.
like the sound of
So-
all these things.
I feel like the pipes is probably the pipes of summon rats.
Yes!
Because,
We need that.
and that sloshing liquid jug could be that endless jug of make booze. It also makes water and other stuff.
Yeah. So
Is
if
there
you
water in
examine
there?
the ceramic jug, it appears to be able to hold a gallon of liquid and weighs 12 pounds, whether full or empty. Sloshing sounds can be heard from within the jug when it is shaken, even if it's empty. You can use an action and name one liquid from a list below to cause the jug to produce the chosen liquid.
Health potions.
Afterward, you can uncork the jug, because it's a jug, as an action and pour the liquid out up to 2 gallons per minute. The maximum amount of liquid that the jug can produce depends on the liquid you named. Once the jug starts pouring the liquid, it can't produce a different one or more of one that it has already reached its maximum until the next dawn.
Go
So-
on the rules, Mr. Jug.
Acid, basic poison, beer, honey, mayonnaise, oil, vinegar, water, fresh, salt water, or wine.
Alchemist fire.
Mayonnaise.
Acid.
Mayonnaise is just as good.
I tell her to make acid.
Sure, so you uncork it and you can pour out 8 ounces of acid.
It's not
I have
liquid, it's coconut.
no idea how much of a gallon 8 ounces is.
America, come on, get your act together. What the heck?
I don't have a converter on me.
I've got my phone, but I feel like that would be rude for me to pull
Yeah.
it out and stuff.
In this
it's
house,
fine.
Jared, we use the metric system.
I know.
Oh, that would be so hard to
I
change
will,
everything.
I
to
will
metric.
message you like the block text of that
Yeah,
so you
yeah,
can
yeah.
have it.
I'm gonna call him
Um,
Mr. Jug.
And I will
There's a
also be
little face on
messaging
him.
Tori the following.
Oh.
You must be proficient with wind instruments to use these pipes.
Can do.
They have 3 charges on them.
Ooh.
You can use an action to play them and expend 1 charge to create an eerie, spellbinding tune. Each creature within 30 feet of you that hears you must succeed on a DC 15 wisdom saving throw or become frightened of you for 1 minute.
So you can accidentally frighten your friends? doing
Yes. If you wish, all creatures in the area that aren't hostile toward you automatically succeed on a saving throw. So it's up to you. A creature that fails a saving throw can repeat it at the end of its turns, ending the effect on itself if successful. A creature that succeeds on a saving throw is immune to the effect of these pipes for 24 hours. These pipes regain 1d3 expended charges at dawn.
that? That was a lot.
Yeah.
That sounds.
The other ones are far more simple if
Alright.
you want to pick one up.
Yeah.
Yeah?
What else was there?
So there's a stick, 7 or 8 inches long,
Yeah.
Statue.
thin and reedy, and a small golden statue of a saintly figure.
Gonna make a call. Immovable rod.
Does it got horses on it?
No.
I want to. I don't know
It's
if
very
I'm gonna
plain.
pick up the saintly rod from
The-
the saintly statue.
Statue? Okay, so do you have like a praise Okay.
Praise.
Is praise still a thing?
No,
figure-
it's not still a
Arcana is
thing.
usually what people
Yeah.
use to find magic.
Roll an investigation if you prefer
I'll
instead of
give you
arcana.
assistance, so
Yeah.
you can roll twice.
Yeah, roll with advantage.
This fucking dice.
I'll lend you some of my dice.
Yeah. Fuck.
So, did you get above 10 for that check?
I think for the 8-1.
Okay, so it's a gold statue worth about 250 gold pieces.
Ooh. Pretty.
Alright.
But you feel like that's not
Your one's
all
boring.
about it.
Yeah.
But you can keep it on you if you want to.
Yeah, I'll just put it in the thing.
Yeah.
Maybe I could arcana check it for you.
Yeah, I'll hand it off to this. Give
Okay,
this
cool.
a look, Moggy.
So, Moggy, you can roll with arcana to check it out.
If anyone wants to assist me.
Nope.
I'll be looking
Not
over your
interested.
shoulder. Does that count?
Taking it like me.
Oh, it's a natural one. Okay, without assistance, I can't do shit.
That's a shame.
Alright.
The one stake that you are left with.
It's a wand.
Yes, it
So
has 3
helpful.
charge counters on it, or charges on it. While holding it, you can use an action to expend one of its charges. And if a secret door or trap is within 30 feet of you, the wand pulses and points at one of the nearest to you. The wand regains 1d3 expended charges daily at dawn. It is a wand of secrets.
Stakes a
That's
wizard
fun.
Dang.
Yep.
Stakes a
Magic.
wizard, yay.
Magic.
I wanted a movable rod.
They're a lot of fun.
It's
Yeah.
so useful.
Yeah.
Well, what's an unmovable rod?
So it's a magic rod with a little button, and you can press it, and then let the rod go, and it doesn't move.
And
So you
like,
can
hang shit
put
off
it up in the air, and then climb up on top of it,
Right.
and stand on it, and nothing else is supporting you. So if you are trying to climb a wall that is perfectly flat, and you've got 2 immovable rods, you're fine.
Yeah.
So long as you
um,
can support your own weight
Yeah.
There's
by your arms.
there's some other nifty shit you can do. It depends if the DM believes that the Earth rotates or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah, then if you stick it in the middle of the air, the Earth spins, but the rod doesn't.
Yeah. Or my favorite one is if you stick it in the ground and the Earth rotates and it doesn't, it just splits a continent. That's my favorite.
Yeah, but I like about that much though. It's just a groove, really.
It's still fun
Yeah,
because
I know.
That's really cute.
Be more
Marcy
respectful.
and Alex are really frustrated. They were sure that they were going to be here. So they're like, okay, we're not done yet. There's one more place that I need to check. Because
Good,
this
I'm
was
glad
where
we're done.
her tracking skills led her. But knowledge of the underground and these horrible...
so it's gonna go this way.
Yeah, you guys are going to skip over
Yeah.
that
Ba-doo.
horrible sewage one more time.
Oh, dang it. Okay.
So, one more time,
This reminds
Athletics.
me of a time.
Arcana.
This reminds me of a time where I ran into the sewers back at home because I was stuck away for bread. and I was running away from the guards.
Amazing what a change in dice can
and
do.
I was running around
Cool.
in the sewers, jumping over stuff.
To evade them,
Yeah, to evade them.
roll advantage.
Thank you. I rolled a 4 again.
What is with this game?
Seven.
You just keep rolling doubles on the.
I rolled
Okay.
a 2, but I have +7 in athletics.
Yeah?
So that comes under 9.
So, you land pretty hard. Your ankle is kind of twisted and sore, but you don't take any damage.
I
Poor Steak got a boo-boo.
basically I run up and leap across
Yeah.
quite gracefully as a
Do a
nat 20,
Nice.
and all the time it reminds me of the princess.
Yeah, again, you do a pirouette midair
Pretty
in the
much.
same pose as the
it just reminds me of
this
the
ballet
princess.
figure, yeah?
Just reminds me of the princess.
Nice.
Spend I'm just like,
Moggy, what did you get?
Moggy didn't roll great.
Mm-hmm.
She got an 8.
the Moggy fall. Moggy fall.
Well,
And nat 20.
Steak got a 7.
I got a 9.
Oh,
Can
9.
I
Oh.
jump back and grab her?
Yeah. As you land, you sort
Me
of
as well.
bend backwards in that sort of ballet kind of way,
and
extend
I
your arm
grab-
out and pull.
Grab her hand and
Oh,
just
yeah.
kind of pull her across.
Okay, I'm gonna roll for the
It's
three
all very
vampires now.
silly.
Meanwhile, Flo's just
I'll do a little
drowning.
spin once I land on the ground.
Did you fall in?
I rolled a 7.
Oh no!
Oh no! I missed. I bet.
You saved the
so
wrong one.
many of
You
us.
know
Oh,
the
well.
same
Your doggy paddle out.
one. My full plate armor.
So yeah, make me a strength check, please.
Ooh,
I
that
throw a
is
rope in for you.
A 16.
Okay, so you managed to stay afloat despite your heavy wooden armor. It's real dense. It doesn't absorb water well, so it doesn't become heavy and make you sink. And it's nicely sealed with like a varnish or something.
That's alright.
And yeah, Moggy throws in a rope that you can grab onto, and the three vampires just sort of pull you out.
Ew.
You
Yes,
are
no.
smelly.
Oh,
Is that an official status effect? Are we going all blue dragon here?
In combat, if you are within 5 feet of Flo, things might happen.
You just go,
Retching.
right. You stinky on here.
Does anyone know where our good friend the prince went? Because I believe he had prestidigitation, which would get that filth off.
Well, we're looking for him, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yes, it's the joke.
We're going
So
down.
the
We're
joke.
going down the thing, and we're probably gonna go. down.
So
I don't
We need
get
him
jokes.
now.
I'm
Yeah.
stinky.
So you march up, and as you approach this room, you see a figure tied to a chair. Not in the middle, in the I want to say corner, but there's no corners
Corners in a
around him.
circle.
There, yep.
It makes sense.
Around him, these three figures. They are not zombies.
Ah,
They're ugly, ugly vampires.
Yes.
They're doing some like cult shit.
Um,
Oh wait, are they vampire spawn or are they ghouls?
those three are spawn. Those three are ghouls. Those two are spawn.
Oh,
The spawns were so hard to kill last time.
They're just
God.
having a chat, you know. They're like, "How was your weekend, man?"
4.
I really
feel
like
like these
miniatures,
guys are
guys.
How's
I
the
feel like a
kids?
small
How's
kid.
the wild?
Because
And
they're,
yeah,
they both are pointing in opposite
those
directions. So
are
you can have
zombies.
them, like they're waltzing.
Zombies.
This is not helping because
It's
they're
just a
too small
zombie.
Okay,
for the camera
time
to
to,
pick
time
up.
to stealth. Time to stealth.
Zomblebee.
Yep. So before you enter the room, because they are
I'm at like that. Oh,
mostly gathered around facing Siegfried, who is entertaining them with stories and reasons why he should not be murdered.
far out, Siegfried. You were so bad at
He's
this.
giving them massages. I'm just gonna say.
No,
He's
That's
tied
why
up,
the
he
only reason I'm
can't.
still alive.
All right, so.
Sorry, stealth. That's right.
If you would like to roll some stealth.
Disadvantage.
All right, that's 23. So I
15.
pull out an eye patch and I put it over my mask.
Mhm.
And I start like crouching around. Slowly, I'm like, doot, 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 doot,
Mhm.
doot, doot, doot.
8 plus 4 is 12.
Mhm. It's good.
Oh no.
Stay.
15. I got a 15.
That's fine.
I rolled with disadvantage and rolled a 2, and then rolled a 1. So life's good.
See, I was actually going to let you roll with advantage because you don't smell like anything from outside the sewer.
Okay,
So you
my natural
blend
roll
in.
is 2.
You now blend into the surrounding.
So 2 then, because 2 was my first roll. Two
Well,
plus 2
You're
is
fired,
4.
Flo.
You are
I'm the cleric. I don't have to be quiet.
you are not alone in your unstealthy ways.
Unstealthy.
See,
Come join my unstealthy ways.
Silicase is
Died.
just poking at Steak and just trying really carefully, quietly to pinch at and like move one of his armbands just a little bit.
Doesn't happen.
She's really interested in those tattoos.
They're tied really tight.
He doesn't have any feeling in his fingers anymore. They're tied so tight that they just kind of cut the circulation off. He's kind of going purple.
Yeah, he has permanent nerve damage.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Permanent nerve damage.
Alexandra is just like muttering under her breath, "Cattle, why am I here for the cattle? I hate them so much."
Oh no!
Oh,
She's a vampire supremacist!
oh no.
Oh
Alrighty.
I will
So-
report you to the Human Decency League.
So we're not that sneaky, are we?
I am.
Not quite that.
I'm-
stinky.
Does it
I'm
mean
20
all our
I
cover
got
is blown,
23.
or-
Yeah, so you aren't noticed by
I am
anything.
gone.
Hmm.
I have blended into the shadows.
I'm not.
One with them.
Where'd you go?
10? I can't see you. Did we leave you behind? Did you fall in the river of sewage?
10. 10. 10. 10. 10. Where you at? 10. 10.
From the shadows, I'm just glaring daggers. Like, God damn it.
no! Pity you can't
So that's
shoot
what all
literal
of
Like,
them
daggers.
here.
Tin's
Yeah.
eyes twinkle up, and you can see they light up the black face and the white mask that doesn't quite fit. And then it just fades back into blackness.
Ah, there you are.
With my stealth. With my stealth. As I'm trying to get away from these people who are clearly going to blow my cover, I'm going to
Yeah.
sneak across to about here.
Wow.
Wow, that's like...
That's like 5 turns.
Nah, that's 3 movements worth of distance.
We haven't rolled, like, initiative so it doesn't matter.
Okay, so you managed to sneak up there with your stealth.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. How likely am I going to be able to get closer to them without being noticed?
Not very much closer at all, because anyway, in fact, right now you're in combat with like one of them. I could see.
Should we probably roll?
Maybe you should be one step back.
Who
so
else?
you're not
Who
doing
Who else
that.
is stealth though? Does anybody else get to sneak? Do you guys want to sneak?
You
around?
can sneak up, stake, just like disconnect from Silicase, who's
Poking you.
Suck it.
like fixated on
Get
your
off.
tattoos.
Get off.
Oi.
That's
wow.
no. I'm gonna draw the line there.
I just go here.
Just like
Okay,
blend in
cool.
with the crowd.
And what do you
know?
guys do now that you have sneaked closer?
Okay, so, trying to think how likely it would be to take some of these dudes out without them noticing. But that's I'm not a rogue.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that. I don't get stealth bonuses.
Could you?
Sneak
Is there a way
attacks.
that you think you could release Siegfried maybe, and he could help us fight early?
Has Siegfried recognized my voice yet?
Like, could you
He
shoot
can't
rope
hear
off or
you
something?
No.
over the
Potentially.
So
I'm-
let Moggy sneak up and do that.
Yeah.
You guys are melee.
Oh, you guys.
Yeah,
can, You're still.
Moggy,
in stealth.
Moggy's great at bluffing
Right.
and thing. The skull trick. Do you reckon you could pull that off again?
Probably.
Do it.
But you guys are already in the room.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. Do it.
What is?
We're
what is she
hidden.
trying to do
We're
with
hidden.
the skull?
Do it.
So I pull out my spooky skull
Mhm.
and I get mage handing on it,
This is way
and
more
I
So you can
Hover
Mage
it.
Hand lets you put like pick up an object and exert force of like 5 pounds on something. So I'm letting Moggy use Mage Hand to move this skull around the room because it doesn't require a lot of dexterousness to do that.
yeah, I bring the skull up and over these guys, and I will put it right here in front of them
So
between
up
our
and
bloody.
over the top so they don't look behind. Yep. Okay.
Yep. And I'm gonna put the skull here, floating, and it's gonna be like,
Before
Hey, you!
say- and the one of the Nosferatu vampire spawns is Master, you have returned finally.
yes, I have. What are you doing?
We have him. We have captured him for you, and we are now waiting for the others to return the device so that we can begin the process.
What do you mean you've captured him for me? And I'll turn the skull around so it's looking at him. This isn't what I want.
But the plan.
This guy is useless.
Roll me a deception check.
Do it.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
So that is a 13 on the die plus 9.
Ooh, that hurts.
Spawn is like, but we were gonna turn him into the, and then he was gonna do the. Oh,
He's not royalty.
he's not.
He's not. He's been lying to you. I can tell.
And Siegfried is nodding emphatically.
Just let him go. We don't need him.
And so, zombie like looking at the ground no, it's not zombie. He's the vampire spawn. Looking at the ground shuffling, walks around behind Siegfried, slices his the ropes untied and picks him up. He's like, down the hall, left. There is a ladder to the surface. Leave.
And now I'll make the skull turn back around to him. I'm so disappointed in you. You got the wrong person. How did you get the wrong person? It was so clear and easy.
And the zombies are like, we're sorry.
Oh, I make the zombies feel
so bad for these people. They just want to be recognized as living things.
So
He's such a mean
they let
person, though.
Siegfried walk into the center, and the group sort of split off in half, one down the passageway to the north and one to the passageway to the east.
So they're going...
Wait, east.
Sorry, west.
Oh,
West.
good. I was
This
like, where we are.
Yep.
Like this?
Yep, like that. And they start to leave either way. And
And he's leaving too?
he's going
the
out that
steak
way.
and tin would... Do you think you guys should roll one more stealth check?
I
'Cause
would
you're
like
so far
not
in the
to,
room.
but
Because there are zombies now, zombies, vampires, ghouls walking past you, so maybe they see.
We've done so
In
well
the
to
shadow.
get out of
Mess
this
it
fight
up.
so
it's
far.
an 18.
That's fine. Do you remember a time when you were
Oh,
sneaking around? Don't even need the advantage.
We're going to sneak back.
Yep. Completely missed you guys there.
But I
So
want to fight the zombies.
They're upset.
You're the one who's
So
always like,
upset.
we should talk to them.
Yeah, but they don't want to talk. We've already discussed this.
But they just
They
want to
did.
be recognized as people.
and Marcy is looking at Moggy, shaking her head and saying, "They didn't deserve to continue living."
Aww.
And have I gotten back in time to hear that?
Yes, you're probably.
Well, you can leave your contingency later. We're getting the fuck out of here. I kind of go back up against Siegfried and go, move.
Yeah. So
Getting
it's
out.
no effort for you guys to go left. There's a ladder there, leads to a manhole cover, and
that
out
was so good.
into the streets.
Good job, Muggy. That was really
Well
impressive.
done.
Yeah.
That was
skip combat.
Yeah, that was an
Muggy is the
unwinnable.
skip combat fiend.
Oh,
was-
damn.
That was unwinnable.
So yeah,
We would have been
Nah, we
fine.
could have smashed
Nah,
that.
I had
Nah.
so many spells, dude.
nah.
Have faith. In
so yeah. You're right, Steak. Sometimes it's difficult with Dungeons and Dragons because there are rules for assigning, granting XP once you defeat or like kill a monster. There are also rules for like what you can do in downtime, but there's optional, additional rules for getting XP from role-playing and dialogue stuff, but there's no real XP if you manage to find a creative solution to avoid combat. So I'm going to be awarding XP as if you had defeated, like killed those monsters, because you
Wow.
defeated the scenario.
Oh,
But-
that floating skull boss is going to be mad when he gets back.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they have a floating skull
Skull
boss.
boss.
How serendipitous is that?
Bet it's a fucking lich.
No,
God damn.
or it's,
It's a
just like,
demi-lich, yeah.
or it's another tiefling who's just like
fucking
manipulating
with
things.
this does seem like a specifically tiefling thing to do, just fucking with people.
Yeah.
I love that. God damn, we made it. Let's
Okay.
go get a
And
beer.
yeah, and Alexandra is staring at Muggy like, well, okay then. All right.
And,
You know, everybody wanted to fight Alexandra. We're with you. But
No. See, Alexandra doesn't really like non-vampires that haven't proven themselves.
Oh.
Oh, I proved myself.
Well,
Oh.
but
Oh, I'm
Oh.
special.
Mhm.
Whatever.
Yeah, no.
She's saying
fell
it
in
to
the
all of
drink.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm back to like square one. I did that bane spell, but then I fell into the water. So she's like,
Sorry, you can get our buddy to clean you up.
Yeah.
Siegfried,
I have a
I
problem.
missed you, and
Paint
I
the
like
poo off
give
me,
Siegfried a
please.
big hug.
Yeah. And
That's
Siegfried
what
is
you
like,
do.
I missed you too slow. Oh my god, I thought I was gonna die.
Oh my god, it's actually sad. Oh no, here's your scarf back, and I like tie it
Oh,
in
you
a
found
little
my scarf?
cravat for
I
him.
threw it up so that you would find, like,
I found you using rats. How cool.
Are you high, boy?
boy.
You're talking awfully funny.
No.
These vampires do something to you.
No, they were going to try and do something, but they didn't get there.
Because the boss came in.
Their boss.
It's good, boy. That's good.
Okay, so Marcy, Silicase, and Alexandra lead you back to the guard post, and inside, there's still a lot of frantic activity, but walks you past all these people running backwards and forth, like as if a catastrophe had just happened.
That we didn't like follow up at all. Like
We did. We followed up on the part of the catastrophe that happened to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and leads you into the captain's office for a debriefing.
Okay.
So, Marcy clearly and concisely recounts what happened, that through the sewers, using her tracking skills, they tried to find where this man, Siegfried, he's using a false name.
He was using a false
we
name.
never figured out
I
what his
told
false name
you.
was.
That,
Just call him Justin for now.
Yeah.
you know?
yeah, that Justinian,
Jeeves.
because that's the name they received on the ransom letter, Justinian.
Okay.
Had where like the kidnappers had taken him to, but obviously there had been a switch and she couldn't track them down. But luckily she knew of an outpost where they hang out. So following there, they found a large group of vampire spawn, ghouls, and zombies waiting there with Justinian for some reason. And one of the Moggy over here, she managed to convince them that with a floating skull, I don't know how she guessed that they were taking orders from a floating skull, but
Guess you
ordered
could
them to let Justinian go as he was the wrong person, and they managed to escape without further conflict. However, she would like to lead a larger band of hunters into the sewers to chase down these Nosferatu so that they can no longer ruin the Venti's celebration, and also recover the item that was taken.
What
Okay.
item was taken?
Hey,
I was just like,
The captain, who I did not end up naming,
There's a name table on the back. Just roll some dice.
no, I'm trying to think of one that rhymes with Giles.
Miles?
Yeah, let's go with
The
well,
Lyle?
no.
stay a while.
Or like the works on and the name of Giles, because Buffy the Vampire.
Miles.
Yeah. Miles, yeah, works just fine. Says the U45, I should say, missed the brunt of the Nosferatu attack on the Venti celebration and managed to escape with an item of great power and influence. However, you guys need not worry yourselves with that.
What was
That's
the
an
item?
internal matter. Classified.
It wasn't a gold statue, was it?
No.
Okay, cool.
I'm pretty sure they would have taken it off us when we would.
That yeah. That's an internal matter and something they'll be dealing with themselves
Okay, cool.
Um,
Well, at least you now know that it's a floating skull that leads them. I guess you could say their
Yeah.
boss lost his head.
yeah!
Your face.
I'm gonna go home now, guys. Bye.
Oh boy.
I like how there's nothing that can bring you more joy than bad puns and people's reactions to it.
And
Lordy, lordy. Gosh.
so yeah, Miles is gonna say to who he knows is Justinian, he's going to apologize for like interrupting his stay and hope it won't influence how he feels about the city of Sunnydale at all.
Okay.
God.
But
We're gonna go now.
yeah, you five are free to go. Continue how you were.
Should we try and get money out of this
Yeah.
guy?
No.
Okay.
I asked the guard captain if they have a bounty for the goblins on the road.
On the road, not so much, because this city doesn't really import or export very much.
Okay.
They don't have like
Dang.
there's
We don't have any farms of any sort. Oh wait. Never mind.
They would have to farm something to feed their human pets.
They managed to get by internally. Mostly they run off tourism though.
So
So
the tourists would be bothered by the goblins.
a little bit, but
They're not worried about it, clearly.
I gave you guys all magic items. What else do you want? A sack of gold as well?
Yeah. That's okay.
You okay?
Give that money.
You guys still haven't sold your weapons. You know that, right?
Oh my god, we need to sell like a bunch
Yeah,
of
your
stuff.
stacks and
Yeah, we have
stacks
stacks
of
Just collect it and
swords
sell
and
it in the
arms.
Sell it in the gnome.
I was really hoping that you guys would sell all that stuff last week, because then the ghouls and vampires that you will be fighting would be using those weapons and items.
Oh, whew.
Goddamn, lucky.
Fucker.
So I have
Which
12,
I thought would be very funny.
12
You guys
sets
just-
of leather armor, a chain shirt,
Yep.
7 scimitars, 7 shields, and 6 crossbows.
Okay, so you can sell them for 1/3 of their price.
Okay.
In this
I
city.
will then split the money evenly with you guys. I'll do the
Oh.
maths later.
Yep.
Cool. Thank you.
It is very early in the AM right now. It's like the sun is actually starting to come up.
They're
and
all going to bed.
I need
Yeah.
some sleep.
You guys have been up for like a full day
I
now.
think we should go back to
A night.
the inn and take a good long nap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's
That
nap
sounds like a
time.
plan. I'm
Everyone
ready
going
for
for a
that.
nap.
Yep. Returning to the bronze, you are greeted by some shocked stares. People surprised to see you. If you want to just walk past them, they're not going to stop you.
Just kind of look around and like,
Why
what?
are they shocked to see us?
Like, I'm just gonna go up to the bartender and
Yeah.
ask for an ale.
Can I insight the
Sure.
shocked stares and stuff?
Mhm.
Do I even
I
have
too would like
insight?
a pint,
Yeah.
please.
My insight's terrible. Maybe
easily
someone else should
done.
roll it.
It's like 3 copper pieces.
Yeah,
for-
give it to him and then I just smash it on my face.
Turns out a natural
Starts
20
eating
solves
away at the
being
paint,
terrible at
the
everything.
black paint.
Yeah.
So it's like
Washes off a little.
Yeah. It's decent. What did you get for your insight? Sorry.
21.
21. So news travels very fast in this city,
Okay.
and so people around here probably knew that someone was kidnapped, and a rescue mission went out to the sewers, and so they're probably surprised to see the 4 of you surviving
Five
the
of
ordeal
us.
in the sewers, and also the person who had been kidnapped whole.
They knew it was us?
They can make their assumptions.
They like, so the masquerade masks and costumes you're wearing are very identifiable.
Okay.
Especially.
This thing is so annoying. Just like, take it off.
Yeah.
My bag.
So I take one layer of mask off and say, what's your problem?
No problem.
Like
It's
a
just
weirdo.
the last we heard was that there had been an expedition into the sewers to see if Justinian could be rescued from the Nosferatu, and congratulations, I suppose.
Thank you.
I'm so
We tried really
surprised
hard.
that this information got from the guardhouse to the inn that we're staying in so quickly.
It's a small town.
It's a city
It's a small city. It's a
with
big city.
like 12 different noble families.
Everybody's like really interconnected there, you know? Like everybody's
They
really
live
tight.
in a city and they do not leave. They've got nothing better to do. Quite
Thank
literally.
God.
What about gambling?
Yeah, okay.
I
So-
stole my drink and go to bed.
So, you see in the corner before you leave the same crazy meringue lady, the
With
vampire.
the collection?
Yes, was in the corner. Raises a glass to you as she sees you guys have succeeded. It occurs to you that
Huzzah.
she probably used her visibility to spy and find out what happened to you guys.
And has been gossiping.
And it took everybody in this bar a very long time to figure out exactly what she meant.
Oh, because she's nuts.
And yeah, so like they had just finished figuring out what was going on when you guys arrived.
Oh my god.
Alright, so I guess we go for a long rest.
Yep.
When I get up, I'm gonna
Yeah.
reapply the black paint. I think it's pretty freaking cool. Just give it a fresh coat.
Do I need to give you a new character avatar?
No, not for now. It reminds me of a gentleman thief I once met. I'm like, this is cool. And then I'm probably gonna wash it off once we leave the Goth City. It's like back to being old tin.
The Obsidian Pimpernel. Is that the thief you're thinking of? The Scarlet Pimpernel? Obsidian Pimpernel? No?
I've seen
Okay.
Lupus.
Mm-hmm.
What is going on, guys?
That is pretty much it for this adventure, you guys.
Just gonna leave town.
Yeah,
Get back on the road.
it's pretty good idea that you guys leave town and continue on your adventure northwards. You'll be traveling up through to through the Caliginous Woods at their narrowest portion.
Yep.
There is a road that passes through. It is a recent.
Addition, that's why it's not on the maps.
Yeah, it's well paved and really well patrolled. So none of the really dangerous, horrible monsters that you hear rumors about, the rodents of unusual sizes and the spider things that don't seem to be able to harass this pathway very much because it's very well maintained, and you'll be heading to Pallet Town next. Right now, though, because you guys just did a long rest, you guys get to level up.
Oh,
You guys are at level 4 now.
Yay!
So we've got a little bit more time on the docket. So do any of you guys know what you'll be doing at level 4?
Oh, because you get to feat or something.
Yeah, you get a feat or +2 to one stat or +1 to 2 different stats.
Oh, you got good questions. I'll
Yeah.
probably take a feat. I'll probably
Super.
take a fancy feat.
Tempted by +1 to 2 different stats because I have 2 different stats with odd numbers in them, and you only get bonuses for even numbers.
Yep, so you'll be able to push those up into a wider plus band.
Yeah.
That is a solid idea.
I really like my stats, so I'm gonna be okay.
Cool, cool.
I don't need to boost them anymore.
Hmm.
Yeah, getting the feats they're so useful.
Yeah.
Probably feet.
Yeah. like, do you any inkling what those feats might be?
No.
There is one that gives me extra damage for certain elemental magics. It's like elemental master or something like that. That one looks really cool because I get like an extra D6 or something.
The last time I looked at feats was back in Pathfinder.
Yeah. There's some really cool.
Different now.
Yeah, definitely different.
There are some really cool feats in Xanathar's Guide to Everything that are race-based, like based on your race. Like the one that I really like for, like, unfortunately we've got no Dragonborn in this party, but there's one where you can expend your breath weapon attack to cause fear in all the enemy creatures around you for 30 feet.
That's cool.
It's a really useful addition instead. One that kind of breaks the game, because none of you guys are wizards, but Magic Initiate lets you pick 2 cantrips and 1 first level spell from any spell school you like.
Ooh, that's fun.
So usually if I'm not playing a wizard, I take that and take 2 cantrips from the wizard spell table, and as a first level spell, take Find Familiar or Summon Familiar.
Then you get a little pet.
Yeah, because it's kind of stupid, because this creature gets its own initiative in combat, and on its turn can use the help action to give anything advantage on a roll.
Which is great.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's pretty wonderful.
It can sit on your shoulder, hoot at you, and you get advantage.
I think it's probably more hooting at the opponent.
Yeah, distracting the opponent.
Like,
getting in its face.
Yeah, if it's an owl, it's probably like swooping in their eyes and trying to gouge at them. And
Yeah. It's also really useful just for scouting stuff. You can turn it into like bugs to fly around, rats, or
If it's a
sea creatures to swim around if you're in
an
a
owl
water.
with a kazoo, it wouldn't hoot, it would toot.
it would too.
Goodness gracious.
But not because it was eating beans.
Warcaster. I could do Warcaster.
Yeah, Warcast is really good.
Because I can use my reaction to cast, can't I?
Yeah, you have advantage on Constitution saving throws for concentration spells, which is really important. You can perform somatic components of spells even when you are holding weapons and or a shield in one or both hands.
Never
Which
worried
is-
about that before.
Which is kind of important.
Yeah.
Though, like, with two-handed weapons, you can just, like, where if you're casting a spell, it's just assumed that you're holding the weapon in one hand and using the somatic components of the other hand. But when you're holding a shield and a weapon, you can't cast spells.
Yeah.
When hostile creature's movement provokes an attack of opportunity from you, you use your reaction to cast a spell at that creature rather than making an opportunity attack. The spell must have a casting time of 1 action and must target only that creature. It's pretty good.
It's pretty sick. I like Warcaster.
Yeah.
Do we use concentration checks very often?
Not yet. They haven't come up because you guys haven't been casting spells that have that are concentration based in combat.
Actually, I think we did it once because I
Yeah?
remembered and we lost it because I think it was like a bait. I think it was the first time I used Bane.
Is it a concentration spell?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
concentration. Yeah,
Well-
I think that's like the only time that I remember doing it.
Well, you stayed up the back for that, out of the way of damage for that
Yeah.
combat, and then let the tanks tank, so
It's pretty
it all sort of worked out. That's all we have time for today on C31 Plays Dungeons and Dragons. A little bit of a low energy end this week.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I skipped the combat.
It's all good. It all worked out.
To be honest, I think the combat, considering how many freaking monsters were on the field, the combat probably would have gone until next session if we had fought.
No, the 3 vampires would have spread out and attacked multiple different enemies and cleaned house.
Is that why they were there?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Well, that was for that combat in case you guys needed them. Yeah. I wasn't really sure which angle you guys were going to go, whether you guys were just going to go adventuring on your own to try go through the tunnels to try and find Siegfried by yourself, or if you're going to try and find help, or if you're just going to go take an 8-hour rest so that you guys get all your spell slots back and then go and find him. And
Oh god, he'd be so dead.
You probably would have been had the soulless floating skull man inside him.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that was going to be another reference to Vampire the Masquerade, where the first part of the first game is you rescuing your buddy from being turned into a gargoyle. And that's probably, but I didn't want to say right there. Maybe one of you would have got it, but
Nope. Not it.
follow us on Facebook and Twitter's C31PLAYSDnD, and we'll catch you guys all next week when the adventure continues. Bye.
Bye.